Welcome to the Living with Grace series. In this session, we will be talking about tolerance. As Rochelle Goodrich says, walk with me for a while, my friend. You in my shoes, I in yours, and then let us talk. Living with grace implies conducting oneself with dignity, elegance, and tolerance plays a vital role in this. Tolerance in the context of living with grace refers to the capacity to accept and respect differences, whether they be differences in opinion, culture, belief, or lifestyle, and doing so with a sense of compassion, understanding, and kindness. It is an essential aspect of living gracefully as it promotes harmony, empathy, and a sense of interconnectedness with others. When we practice tolerance, we are less likely to engage in conflict, prejudice, or judgment toward those who hold differing viewpoints or come from diverse backgrounds. Instead, we approach these differences with an open heart and a willingness to learn. It's important to note that tolerance is not the same as passive acceptance or indifference. It involves active efforts to build bridges, foster understanding, and find common ground with others, even when disagreements exist. By doing this, we can navigate the complexities of a diverse world with poise and grace, and we can promote a sense of unity and cooperation. In essence, tolerance in the context of living with grace is a reflection of our inner strength, maturity, and wisdom. It allows us to maintain our own principles and values while still respecting and valuing the perspectives and choices of others. And this contributes to a more harmonious and compassionate world. And so we'll be moving now into a reflection to explore tolerance a bit further. I'd like to invite you to take a moment to find a comfortable seat, whatever that might mean for you right now. And there's an invitation to soften your gaze or close your eyes if that feels right. And now just take a few easy breaths. And please call to mind a difficult conversation that you've had with someone recently. Not choosing the most difficult conversation, but one in which you moderately disagreed. Many things are coming to mind, just settling on one. And now I'd like to invite you to call to mind as many details about this conversation as possible. So, where were you? Who was there? What was said? What was unsaid? Just reliving this conversation, this disagreement in your mind. And now I'd like to invite you to consider that this other person, just like you, may have found this conversation to be difficult, that they, just like you, have needs and feelings, that they also wish to feel accepted and have a sense of belonging. And from this perspective, maybe having some compassion for this person despite your differences. And now, please take some time to consider how you received the words of the other person during your difficult conversation. Were you curious and open minded as you listened to what they had to say? Or perhaps you were closed off and judgmental. And if you were judgmental, how might the conversation have gone differently had you had an open and curious mind? And reflecting on if you offered the other person the benefit of the doubt, or did you assume the worst, that they had ill intentions? If you didn't offer the other person the benefit of the doubt, what might the conversation have looked like if you had? How might it have gone differently? And what were your intentions? Did you mean well? If you did, how did your comments land with the other person? Sometimes we have the best of intentions, but it doesn't land that way with others. Just as our intention matters, so does the impact that it has. So just taking some time to sit with this. And also noticing if you have a particular communication pattern with this person. Do you always react this way toward them? And if this is the case, how might you make a shift going forward? How might you intentionally cultivate greater tolerance within this relationship? Now, just gently letting go of this reflection, opening your eyes whenever you're ready if they've been closed. And the next time that you have the urge to disagree, I'd like to invite you to try pausing to consider responding with empathy and understanding. Notice if this creates greater harmony, even if you don't share the same beliefs. Thank you for your practice.